What's up guys, this video is about 5 tips that you need to know in order to improve and climb the ranks in Valorant. Whether you're new to the game or a seasoned veteran, I'm sure that you will be able to pick up some things that'll help you win more of your games. Alright, starting off the video, we have tip number 1, learn about map control. Map control is an extremely important concept in games like Valorant. The teams that are able to control the map the best will be the ones that end up on top. Controlling the map allows your team to gather information about what the other team is doing and plan accordingly. You want to have the best positioning and map control in order to win the round every single time. Also, you can still get map control without playing aggressively and dying every round. Here's a couple of scenarios and examples so that you can better understand map control and how you and your team can take advantage of it. Alright, so on the screen I have a picture of the map Bind. Let's pretend that the defenders are red. And let's say that the defenders are playing B elbow, one back of B hall, one in A heaven, one close showers, and one in short. So in this setup, the defenders have really good control of the site and the entrances to all the sites. But the only problem is that they give all of this map control to the attacking side. The attackers are able to move around under this yellow line freely. They can go through long, they can go through short, or even get into hookah. They can go through A short, and they can go through bathrooms. So in this setup, although the defending team have good control of the site and the entrances, they give up a lot of the map to the attacking side. The attackers can freely move in this bluish area and set up for an execute on the site. Alright, so before I get into this example, I want you to remember that whenever you are attempting to gain information when pushing as a defender, you want to use your abilities or utility. If not, then you're pretty much inting because it makes you really easy to get picked off. So let's pretend that the short player hears some movement at short. Maybe he hears 2 or 3 players or sees one. Then a smart decision for the defending side to do is to clear these areas of the map just to be sure that they aren't sneaking up or trying to fake and go A. So if they're able to take control of those areas of the map, then the area that the attackers have in order to move around the map is decreased a lot, and this actually puts a lot of pressure on the attacking side. So now the attackers are only able to really get around in this area of the map. So even if the attacking side decides to go back and go through short, then there's 2 defenders there that can trade with anyone that goes through short. If the attacking side ends up going through a site and maybe they pick off that defender, then these 2 defenders can either get a quick flank on that pushing attacker, or this defender can go back to B teleporter to assist a site as well. Alright, so let's move on to tip number 2, baiting utility and rotates as an attacker. So what I mean by this is, as an attacker, your main goal should be pushing the defense to use as much utility as they can before committing to a site. By making the defenders use up their utility early on the round, it makes taking a site later on so much easier. Sometimes rushing a site is good because the defenders can be thrown off if they expect the attackers to take it slow, but if the attackers end up rushing into a defense with full utility, then it's going to be really hard to push a site while getting slowed, walled off, mollied, or even smoked. Here's an example of baiting utility and rotates as an attacker. Alright, so in this example, let's pretend that you're the attacker and you want to bait out as much utility as you can and bait out some rotates so that you can have an easier time taking site. So as an attacker, you can send 2 people long, you can send 2 people short, and you can send 1 person watching the flank. Usually the person that's watching the flank, it's good to have them play Cypher because then they can set up a camera somewhere to watch for pushes from multiple angles. And so it's a really smart decision to have a Cypher play that position. These other 4 players that are pushing up hookah and pushing up long, their job is to bait as much utility as possible from these 2 players, and also have them communicate to the team that it most likely will be B. And if these 4 players are able to do that successfully, then most likely they will start having the defenders send rotates over to B, and maybe even possibly have the defenders push through areas that they don't think the enemy is in. Now, if any of these two defenders are taken out by the flank watcher, then it's a really easy rotate back to A for the attackers to take A site while the majority of the defense is at B site. Also, the site should be a lot easier to take and hold because of all the wasted utility at B site by the two defenders there. Alright, so moving on to tip number 3, crosshair placement. Players should always take advantage of crosshair placement at all stages in the game. Crosshair placement is aiming at the spot on the screen where an enemy is most likely to appear. By doing this, it allows the player to react to an enemy rather than having them do a flick shot to kill them. If you have good crosshair placement, then most of the time, your crosshair would already be on them when you see someone. All you'd have to do is click. Some crosshair placement tips are always aiming at head height, keeping your crosshair close to the wall, and pre-aiming certain spots that the defenders and attackers are likely to be in. If you want to go more in depth about learning crosshair placement, then I suggest watching this video that I recently made that explains everything you need to know about crosshair placement. The video link should be somewhere on the screen right now. If not, I put the link in the description below. Alright, so tip number 4 is train your aim. Training your aim consistently for a game like Valorant will help you improve as a player overall. What you want to do before a gaming session or even playing ranked is to warm up for at least 10 minutes if not more. It doesn't matter if you train your aim in Valorant's own practice range or if you want to use another application like Kovac's FPS Trainer or Aim Labs to improve your muscle memory. Training your aim will help you develop good mouse movement habits and muscle memory so that in game you can lock onto heads without even thinking about it too much. I've previously made a video specifically on how you can use Kovac's FPS Aim Trainer to help warm up and improve your aim, so if you're interested in that, then I linked the video on the screen, and if not, it's in the description below. Alright, so for the last tip, tip number 5, learn the spray patterns of every gun and learn how to control the recoil. Every single gun in Valorant has a spray pattern, and if you don't understand how you can control it, then you're putting yourself at a huge disadvantage compared to someone who does. For example, the spray pattern of the first 8 to 10 bullets of the most popular rifles, the Phantom and the Vandal, is pretty much consistent every time. Learning how to control its recoil will help you land more of your shots in aim duels and gun battles. One thing that I want to mention is that after the first initial 8 or so bullets, the spray becomes a little bit more unpredictable. You still can control it, but it won't be consistent every time, so usually the best thing to do is to reset your accuracy and shoot another burst. I can't really fit everything you need to know about spray patterns and recoil control in the video, so I've also attached a couple other recoil control videos in the description below. Also, last couple of things, feel free to stop on my stream if you have any questions or just want to hang out. I stream on Twitch on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 12 PM PST at twitch.tv/BigSharpie. Again, thank you all for the follows and the subs. Every little thing helps out the channel a bunch. Y'all are the best. Y'all are the real MVPs. With that, have a wonderful day and happy fragging.